Hey, Jeff here again. We're going to do part 2 of my Eonian Records recent issued CDs of bands that you probably don't know, but you probably should check out. We're dealing with one band this time around, and it's a band that not only did Eonian Records, who, as I've mentioned before, are more notorious for releasing bands of yesteryear that had out custom releases but never had any kind of an official type release. That tends to be the bulk of their material that they release. Bands in that category of traditional metal, 80's metal, early 90's metal, stuff like that. And they reissue these bands, and I have discovered so many just great bands right in that sweet spot. I mention them all the time because I buy everything Eonian Records does and have never been disappointed, and I suggest you do the same. But in this case, we're going to talk about a couple releases that just dropped in the past month that are actually a little near and dear to my heart, more so than others, and I'll tell you why. Now, the band came out. Okay, let's go back. The band came out in 1988 with a 6-song cassette that I picked up. I had back in the day, and I loved the band. Now, in 1989, they had an extra track, not from that cassette. Again, custom cassette. They didn't, this is not pre-CD age. Well, no, it was around the CD age, but this was bands on custom cassettes. In 89, they had an extra song that was included on a compilation album. And so what I would do back in the day, I had the actual cassette from the band, but in order to preserve those cassettes from being played over and over, I would get the cassette, bounce it over to a TDK, and then play the TDK to death. If that tape ever broke, I could go back to the original and dub another one. I actually have the original TDK tape that I made back in the 80s. And what it is it's got the 6 songs from their cassette, and it's got the 1 song from that compilation. The compilation was called Heavy Righteous Metal. They are a Christian band. Legacy, they had a demo in 1988 just called Legacy, and that's on here, those 6 songs plus Cross the Line. Now, this is all I really had known about them all those years. And, they didn't go much further than that. They did have a couple other songs that appeared on other compilations over the years. So they were making kind of a dent in things, but they never got signed, never got anything out. Now, fast forward 2010, and Eonian Records went in, contacted the band, and they released, this is more like an anthology of sorts. This is interesting, and I didn't even totally realize until I started making this tape. Of the 6 songs on that original demo, 5 of them made it to this. For some reason, the 6th song did not make it to this. So, but a lot of other tracks did. There's 14 tracks on here. Turns out that when that 6-song cassette was recorded, there was like twice as many songs recorded. I don't know what the deal was, if they were never finished or whatever, but pretty much that whole recording session, or a chunk of songs from that recording session in the 80s was released on this, plus some other songs from other time frames that had been recorded. And again, these guys are going to be more of a melodic metal, not like a straightforward gruff and tough, more melodic. Love these guys, higher range vocals, all that fun stuff. And yeah, great package deal, just a great package deal altogether when they released this in 2010. Now, in 2010, because of this, I reviewed it and I interviewed the band in the magazine Heaven's Metal that I write for. I'll get more to that in a moment. Now, that happened. Now, jump forward 2024. The band, the same 5 guys, get together and record a brand new album. I mean, and it sounds very similar. I would put these guys somewhere in the sound range of a slightly edgier Bon Jovi, Def Leppardish, early Def Leppardish type stuff. That melodic hard rock and metal. But before we get to the new album, at the same time, Eonian Records says, hey, they took their original 2010 release, remastered it, changed it up a little bit, and reissued it in 2024. Now, the thing interesting about this is there's even more songs on it, including the 6th song that was on the cassette that didn't make it to the first one. It is finally on this one, so you have all of that plus more, including some unreleased demo type tracks. There's a couple of those, and basically I think all of the songs on the compilations and everything from over the years, I think this one's probably more complete. I don't know if there's anything missing on here, but this one has 17 tracks, whereas this one had 14. So you've got 3 more. Remastered, the sound is even better than it was in 2010 when that came out. And like I say, it's just great stuff. So you want to check that out. Now, if you notice, mine's autographed, because here's what happened. Because of the new album being released, the band had an album release party. And at the album release party, Eonian Records owner, I believe he went there. I'm sure he did, because he sent me this. He was at the release party, and he went over and had the band autograph a copy of that, and then the new album, Hello New World. This one has got 8 tracks, brand new stuff, and he got them to autograph this also. And again, like I said, same lineup, similar sound, just a little more modern. But absolutely great stuff, and you're going to want to check this out. Now, I had them autograph that, and he printed out a copy of that magazine that I interviewed the band in, printed it out on like a glossy photo paper, and had them autograph that for me, and a photo of the band from 1988, which is part of the inside of the CD, autographed that for me, and a brand new picture of the band as they are today, and he autographed that for me. So he went in and had them do this specifically for me, because like I say, I supported it. I mean, he probably did this, had a handful of other ones, but he did this and sent it over to me because, again, of the work I did to support this back in the day. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to write a review for Heaven's Metal on the new album. Probably also going to do a video with the guys, a video interview this time, rather than that time it was more of a transcribed print video and print interview. But anyway, so yes, I encourage you to check out the new reissue of, more full reissue of the first Legacy, including tracks from 88 through the 90s that were recorded, plus the brand new 2024, same lineup, similar sound, great stuff. You're going to want to check that out, especially if you're into Christian metal. If you're not, you're still going to want to check it out, because it's still great music regardless. But anyway, that's it for this one. Legacy, don't let it slip away. EonianRecords.com. I will see you later. Rock on and rock hard.